Hello Dub Nation, it's always a thrill to connect with you, especially as we're about to reveal the latest news that could shape the fate of our beloved Golden State Warriors. But before we dive into this whirlwind of information, let me make a friendly request. Show us some love by clicking the like button to strengthen our bond, and hey, if you are not subscribed yet, join our channel for a thrilling and emotional journey. Don't forget to turn on notifications to stay ahead of the game. Jimmy Butler's cryptic Instagram post sparks trade speculation with the Warriors. Jimmy Butler teaming up with Steph Curry spells trouble for the league. Fans frequently speculate about players' futures based on social media posts, and Jimmy Butler's recent Instagram story has ignited rumors among Golden State Warriors fans that he might be heading to the Bay Area to join forces with Curry. Rising trade buzz around Butler. Butler has become a hot topic for potential trades this offseason. His contract status and comments from Pat Riley suggest that the Miami Heat might be open to parting ways with this dynamic star. Butler's South Bay visit. The Miami Heat forward recently made a trip to South Bay, which set the rumor mill in motion. On Thursday afternoon, Butler dined at Nobu Palo Alto and then attended Fred Again's final night event at Stanford's Frost Amphitheater. Butler took to Instagram to share his day's activities, including a visit to the Stanford Shopping Center and dining at Nobu, where he showcased a bottle from the renowned sushi chain and shared photos of his meal. Nobu, when asked about Butler's visit, declined to provide any information, citing their policy. After dinner, Butler attended the concert, humorously sharing a moment on Instagram where he mistakenly cheered "Go Ferns" instead of "Go Trees" while driving down Stanford's iconic Palm Drive, leading to laughter from his companions. Butler continued to share photos and videos from the Frost Amphitheater, documenting Fred Again's performance. Speculation of a move to the Warriors. Butler's visit to the Bay Area has fueled speculation that he might be considering a move. Anthony Slater of The Athletic suggested last week that the Warriors might show interest if the Heat explored trading Butler. Butler's contract and the Warriors' financial hurdles. Currently under contract with the Heat, Butler is set to earn $48.8 million next season, with a player option of $52.4 million for 2025 to 26. Earlier this offseason, the Miami Herald reported that Butler sought a 3-year, $161.7 million contract extension. The Warriors face significant financial constraints, being over the cap by more than $108 million, as reported by Spotrac. This figure includes substantial salaries like Stephen Curry's $55 million and the combined $50 million plus for Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green. Acquiring Butler would pose financial challenges for Golden State. Promising young talents like Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Podziemski might not fit Miami's current roster needs. The Klay Thompson factor. The Warriors also face the potential loss of guard Klay Thompson to free agency. While it may seem difficult for Golden State to absorb another hefty contract in his absence, fans remain hopeful, especially after seeing Butler's Instagram activity. Conclusion. Jimmy Butler's recent visit to the Bay Area, while primarily personal and promotional, has sparked a wave of speculation. With his future in Miami uncertain, the possibility of exploring new destinations, including the Warriors, remains intriguing. Despite the financial and logistical hurdles, the prospect of Butler joining forces with Curry has fans eagerly watching for any further hints. Fan favorite Gary Payton II may become trade bait for Warriors due to salary match. The Golden State Warriors' off-season strategy is set to unfold in the next 2 weeks, with Gary Payton II facing a June 19 deadline to decide on his $9.1 million player option for the upcoming season. In his exit interview, Payton hinted at the possibility of opting out to renegotiate a new contract with the Warriors. This move could secure him more long-term money while also helping the franchise alleviate its short-term payroll issues. Gary Payton II, potential trade candidate. If Payton declines his player option by June 19, it could signal that both he and the Warriors are aligned on securing a new contract once free agency opens shortly after. However, if he opts in, it might suggest a lack of agreement on long-term terms. Anthony Slater of The Athletic noted on a recent episode of the Warriors Plus Minus podcast that Payton could become a trade candidate as a salary filler if he picks up his $9.1 million option. If he opts in because there's no long-term deal that both sides can agree on, then he becomes a potential trade match, Slater explained. Slater highlighted Payton's desire to stay with the Warriors, citing his close friendship with Stephen Curry and trust in the team's medical staff after a brief, tumultuous stint with the Portland Trail Blazers. At 31, Payton has played only 66 of a possible 164 regular season games over the past 2 years, making it unlikely he would secure a deal worth more than $9.1 million in free agency. Slater's colleague, Marcus Thompson, suggested that Payton and the Warriors could agree on a new 2-year deal worth $12 million. This arrangement would help the franchise reduce its payroll and luxury tax issues over the next 2 seasons while giving the defensive guard $3 million more overall. Valuable defensive asset. Payton remains one of the league's top perimeter defenders and a crucial part of Steve Kerr's rotation when healthy, averaging 15.5 minutes across 44 games this season. As the Warriors navigate their financial and roster challenges, Payton's situation will be pivotal. Whether he stays or becomes a trade piece, his future could significantly impact the team's offseason moves and their quest to reclaim championship glory. Reported valuation of All-Star forward makes Warriors' dream trade impossible. If you're compiling a list of ideal trade targets for the Golden State Warriors this offseason, Utah Jazz forward Lauri Markkanen undoubtedly ranks near the top. Markkanen's blend of youth, contract, and on-court skills makes him a dream acquisition. However, it's precisely this combination that likely renders him unattainable for the Warriors, despite their ambitions. Warriors' trade hopes for Lauri Markkanen are diminished by his valuation. Despite ongoing speculation that Markkanen could be pried away from the Jazz, one fact remains: Danny Ainge will demand an exorbitant price from any team attempting to acquire his 2023 All-Star. The hypothetical cost, which James L. Edwards III of The Athletic detailed in response to the Detroit Pistons' interest, is staggering. Here's probably what it would take to get Markkanen to the Pistons: Cunningham, the 2024 first-round pick, a future first-round pick, Isaiah Stewart, and Jaden Ivey. I genuinely believe it would take all of that based on how I've heard Utah values their 27-year-old All-Star. And, yes, Detroit wouldn't and shouldn't do that. James L. Edwards III. For the Warriors, matching such an offer would be nearly impossible. It would involve trading all 4 of their young assets, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, Brandon Podziemski, and Tracy Jackson-Davis, along with multiple first-round picks. Yet, none of these young players match the value of Cade Cunningham, a former first overall pick with a potential similar or even greater than Markkanen's. Utah's valuation keeps Markkanen out of reach. Utah's valuation of the Finnish forward essentially rules out a trade with the Warriors in the foreseeable future. Some have speculated that Golden State might acquire Markkanen without giving up their most prized asset, Kuminga, a notion Ainge and the Jazz would likely find laughable. The price tag Utah has set resembles that of a multi-time All-Star, a true top 10 NBA player in his prime. In other words, Utah has no interest in trading Markkanen to the Warriors or anyone else. Conclusion. While Markkanen remains an ideal fit for the Warriors, his lofty valuation by the Jazz makes the trade an unattainable dream. As Golden State continues to explore its options this offseason, they must face the reality that acquiring Markkanen is not feasible, forcing them to consider other avenues to strengthen their roster. So what do you think of these roster changes, Warriors fans? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to show your support by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Stay tuned for more news on the horizon.